It's official. We're about to get a HD Trail Boss. And make no mistake, this truck is very important for Chevy. You know why? Pricing. And also, a lot of people do like the appearance of an off-road pickup truck. Now, let's just be honest. This is most likely going to be a parts bin truck. There's only one picture that has been revealed from Chevy, so you can kind of see that the wheels that are on there, they look like the same wheels that were from the GMC. But let's go ahead and go through some of the updates because the Trail Boss is new and they're also doing some updates for 2025 on the HD. Let's jump into it. I'm on Car and Driver's website, and as you guys can see, they were pretty quick to get this information out. So their highlights are here. The 2025 Chevy Silverado HD lineup adds a Trail Boss trim for the first time ever. And Trail Boss, guys, the heavy-duty Silverado features black 20-inch wheels, black bumpers, trim-specific badging, and a Z71 sourced suspension. Z71 sourced suspension? Do they mean Rancho shocks? The article goes on to say not everyone can afford the ZR2, which is the most capable version of Chevy's heavy-duty pickup. The 2025 Chevy Silverado HD Trail Boss should give a sizable discount compared to the ZR2 HD. Now the article does go on to talk about the light-duty pickup trucks, and if you're not familiar, Chevy has been making the Trail Boss for half tons for quite some time now. One thing I would like to see added, or even if it's an option, is a increased ride height. I love the stance of the ZR2s, and I think if someone wants to add a 35-inch tire, that will definitely help to increase, you know, the clearance for that too. Obviously 35 by 12 and a half should fit without any problems, but 37 by 12 and a half is a different story. There may be a little bit of trimming you would have to do. Now, if you consider the AT4 HDs, those trucks do not have any difference in the suspension. So I'm pretty sure Chevy's gonna follow suit because I don't know why Chevy does this, but they seem not to want to be better than the GMC side. So they'll probably just do pretty much the exact same thing as the AT4 HD. Because there's only one image of this new Trail Boss HD, there's only a few details you can see, like the red tow hooks. You can see the decal, kind of see it, which is going to be a Trail Boss badge. And Car and Driver goes on to say that they fully expect there to be embroidered headrests and other callouts for the interior. The heavy-duty Trail Boss is based on LT and LTZ models, which we expect to start at about $51,000 and $60,000 respectively for the 2025 model year. We also expect the Trail Boss treatment to add between $4,000 and $5,000 to each truck. The way I remember it for the half tons is they have a custom Trail Boss and then an LT Trail Boss. There is no LTZ for the half tons. So it seems like they're going to be doing it for the LT and LTZ because the custom trim level will most likely have the old interior. So I hope that maybe they consider adding a new interior for the custom and work trucks. I mean, they don't have to give it the larger screens, but they could just somehow find a way to make that interior work for the new 2025 model year. Now below it says, for 2025, Chevy makes other small changes to the Silverado 3/4 ton and 1 tons. Front and rear parking sensors are now available on work truck, custom, and LT trim levels. They're standard on the ZR2. There's a new blackout package that's available on the custom, which I can't wait to see that. And then standard adaptive cruise control on high country and new 20-inch wheels for the Midnight Edition. Finally, the Chevy HD comes standard with the 401 horsepower gas engine, has 464 pound-feet of torque, and then the Duramax power is right there. Chevy says the 2025 lineup will go on sale sometime this summer with pricing to be announced closer to that time. Up next, I'm going to show you guys a photo of the truck. That way we can kind of get really close so you guys can see some of the updates. And then I'm going to give you guys some thoughts on what I think they should do with this truck here, okay? So right out of the gate, you can pretty much tell this is a parts bin truck, as I said earlier. That front grille pretty much came off of a high country black appearance pickup. They do black out the hood scoop. You can see the bumpers are blacked out with the red tow hooks. So nothing's really new there. Also, you have the black mirror caps, which are really nice. Now, my friend Matthew Anderson, he did point out that the tires look to be the same ones that they're using on the HDs now. They're an option, they're KO3s. They look really aggressive on this truck too, by the way, and they ride really good. They have low road noise. Now, obviously, when you get a few thousand miles on it, that's the true test, but I do like the overall appearance of it. And you guys can tell that the fender flares and the mud flaps look to be the exact same as the regular Silverado HD. So you can tell on the ZR2s, they give you clearance light standard, but the width of this truck is not changed. But the 20-inch wheels look to be the exact same ones that came off of the Black Edition GMC pickup trucks for 2023. And they don't no longer use it, so they just pretty much sourced those wheels for this truck. And they don't look bad, I actually don't mind it. But this is, like I said, a part spin truck. Lastly, you guys can see the lower valance down below. That is not changed either. So basically, it's gonna be pretty much the same thing as a AT4, if you think about it. In closing, here are some of my hopes for this new Trail Boss. Number one, I hope they do give the Trail Boss HDs a unique interior. If you look at the half tons, if you get an LT or custom, it's the exact same interior as the regular LTs in customs. They don't do anything different. The second thing is adding this truck not just to the 3/4 ton, but to the 1 tons as well. I know a lot of guys who probably are skipping the ZR2s and going to a Ford trimmer because you can get it in the 1 ton segment. And if I wanted to get a 5th wheel in the future, well, I'm probably gonna do the exact same thing. I have to go to a Ford. Apart from the 1 ton, they should add it to the long beds too. Now, if they do the exact same thing as GMC, the AT4 you can get in a 1 ton, and also you can get it with the long bed. So we should be good there, but I can see Chevy doing something different in this segment here, and I hope they don't. Lastly, I hope that they do give an option to increase the ride height for some of the guys who want that lifted truck look. And of course, take off the front valance, add the wider fender flares and the shorter mud flaps from the ZR2. And I think that would be worth it as a package. Like, I could see guys wanting to buy that for their truck. Now, for all the Chevy HDs, I hope that they increase the horsepower and torque for the gas engine. I think that having the 10-speed was a great addition, but when you consider the steps between the gears, the reason why you want those shorter steps is that way you're always in the broadband. But because the gas engine, especially at higher elevation, because I live in Utah, we have higher elevation out here, this engine just seems sluggish. And I think that if they added 50 more horsepower, maybe 50 more horsepower, I don't know, and maybe just 15 or 20 pound-feet more torque, that should help a little bit. Or just add a tune. If you run premium fuel, you can get that extra horsepower bump. I would be okay with that too. But this last one is something small. Because I own an LTZ, they should add a sliding rear glass standard. I was very shocked that the LTZ, which is the second highest trim level, did not have a sliding glass. But this truck should definitely do well, especially if they add it to the 1 tons. I think that the Ford trimmer lacks having a long bed. So this truck should actually kind of steal a little bit of market share from Ford if they do add that long bed 1 ton truck. Some of the updates that they're doing do sound good, but if Ram does update their truck for 2025, like a full redesign, I think Chevy's gonna have their hands full. They're gonna have to really bring it for this 2025 model year. So be ready, Chevy. I think Ram's coming.